Hello everyone! While I was thinking about the topic for the next video, it dawned on me it would be in order to touch upon the very subject which gave rise to the channel's name. But before that, I would like to thank everyone for your support, subscriptions and likes. It means a lot, keeps the channel going and brings disclosure one step closer. And speaking of disclosure, this is going to be the topic for today. So let's start from the very beginning. What does disclosure mean in the context? The word itself means to reveal, to present something to the world. And this is how most people interested in UFOs understand it as well. Disclosure, as we mean and understand it, does indeed mean the official announcement that we are not alone and that intelligent sentient life exists, and we are at least aware, if not in direct contact with it. For many people in the so-called Western world, the notion of disclosure is usually associated with the imagery of the President of the United States of America going in front of the White House in Washington and making the official address to the nation and the world that contact with an alien civilization has been established. For others, and here the most obvious pointers hint at either China or Russia, it means another major power making the very much same announcement on their own. Yet other people with a bit more global view consider international organizations, with the United Nations being the highest order of those, technically speaking, being just the right vehicle for speaking on behalf of the entire humanity at such a crucial moment in our collective history. Now, having said that, why has the topic become so popular very lately? The notion of disclosure of alien life has been on the proverbial menu for decades now, at least since the famous Roswell UFO crash which allegedly took place in 1947. And the accompanying wave of UFO sightings across the world. There were several times in our history where the notion of disclosure was seemingly within reach. Some claim that both Kennedy and Khrushchev planned to make the disclosure in early 1960s. Others believe that Apollo missions have encountered UFOs and were the perfect trigger for disclosure. Yet others consider the address made by Ronald Reagan in 1987, in which he hinted that nothing could unite humanity as much as an extraterrestrial threat. Several US presidents and candidates were pointed as potential disclosure presidents, with Hillary Clinton virtually revealed as such as a candidate in the avalanche that were the WikiLeaks and her emails with government advisor John Podesta. I would say that there are two reasons why disclosure may be closer than ever before. For the first time in history, American military has publicly acknowledged they have UFO/UAP videos recorded and that there is no explanation behind them. Those videos were published by New York Times in 2017. This was further fueled by UFO and USO sightings by the military in 2019, and even more so by the shoot-down of the 4 UAPs over North America in 2023. Then again, we also had the UAP hearing before the American Congress in July 2023, almost a year ago to date, and the Schumer-Rand amendments of 2023 and 2024 to the National Defense Authorization Act. The further private and scientific initiatives pushing for disclosure like never before, and they operate in the face of a growing mountain of evidence and veritable people coming forth with their testimonies. The other direction which may lead to disclosure and which is also slowly priming us for such is the field of science. The launch of the James Webb Telescope in late 2021 opened completely new avenues. Those involved the study of exoplanets orbiting distant suns. It is now considered not so much if, but when does the telescope stumble upon signs of extraterrestrial life. Such signs may include biosignatures, namely the presence of gases characteristic for life and resembling the composition of our earthly atmosphere, hinting at life as we know it possibly being present on the surface. One such example is the recent discovery of the K2-18b exoplanet with possible traces of dimethyl sulfide, a compound considered to be a biomarker for life in its atmospheric spectrum. On the other hand, the giant telescope could also be able to detect giant objects of extraterrestrial origins, such as Dyson swarms or spheres, and perhaps starlifting operations taking place in the space. One last thing worth mentioning here is the increasing availability of relatively cheap and thus accessible equipment in the hands of the public. So many of us have cell phones with sometimes amazingly good quality digital cameras. Even with how difficult UFOs are to observe and record, as my video on the 5 observables shows, many people claim it is just a matter of time and luck until someone records, even by accident, a really high quality video depicting an otherworldly craft and releases the video to the public. As we can see, as long as there is indeed an intelligent non-human design behind all the UAP observations, we seem to be bound for disclosure as a matter of time. And given the implications of it, it may be one of the key moments for humanity as a whole. It begs the question, how should we approach disclosure? There are two main lines of thinking and approaches to the idea of disclosure. People usually refer to those as controlled disclosure and catastrophic disclosure respectively, with possibly the same final state, but with completely different scenarios leading to it unfolding. But as this video is getting long, we are going to touch the two disclosure scenarios in two follow-up videos. In the meantime, if you enjoyed the content, please like, subscribe and share, and I will see you in the next one. Take care!